there are a few things you're going to need when you get started. Now, first and foremost, SourceMogul is the first thing that you're going to need. It's the software that I recommend, not just for online arbitrage, but also the software that I use for Amazon dropshipping from retail websites. The good thing about online arbitrage is you can do it from any retailer because it's not dropshipping, right? So SourceMogul is a no-brainer. It's the best software out there, in my opinion, for this, especially for beginners, because it's super easy to learn, super easy to use, and it will spoon feed you, as you'll see in this tutorial, profitable products that you can buy, send into Amazon, and then make some initial money very quickly, all right? The second software you're gonna need is Jungle Scout. It's a Chrome extension that looks like this. So if you're on an Amazon listing, you click Jungle Scout. In real time, it's gonna show you the monthly sales, obviously the price, the daily sales, the monthly revenue, and all the good numbers, so you can not just guess, right? Because a lot of times if you're looking at like the bestseller rank, or you're just looking at a product, you might be guessing whether it's highly ranked in a subcategory or in a main category, and those can be very different sales numbers. So take the guesswork out of it, also take the time out of it. Just click the extension and it will tell you. Now, SourceMogul will be linked in the description if you want it for a completely free trial. If you want to test it out completely free, it doesn't cost you anything. And if you like it, then stick with it. If you don't, you don't have to. Jungle Scout's Chrome extension will also be linked in the description. I believe the Chrome extension now only comes as a part of their package, but you can just get the littlest package. It's going to pay for its weight in gold because it's going to take a lot of your time out of the equation. And with online arbitrage, it's a numbers game, right? How many products you can source in a shorter time period is going to make you more money. And so if you're taking a lot of time to manually check every single product, you're going to be losing out on profit if you only have an hour or two to source, or 30 minutes to source, rather than if you could just click the extension and get the numbers in real time. The next thing is a revenue calculator. Now, there's so many different revenue calculators out there. A lot of them are like little extensions that also can help you, although they do cost money. So for beginners, I usually just recommend use the free revenue calculator that comes in Seller Central. It does a great job. It is extremely accurate because it's built into Seller Central, and anybody can use it for free if you have an Amazon account. Obviously, this tutorial and all these softwares assume that you do have an Amazon account as well, because we're reselling these on Amazon. The next thing you're going to need is a repricer. Now, again, there are so many other repricers out there. Some cost a little bit of money, some cost a lot of money. For beginners and for most people, even in my online arbitrage courses or tutorials or my dropshipping tutorials, I still recommend just use the free repricer in Seller Central. The reason being, is it going to give you all the bells and whistles and the ability that some of the expensive repricers have? No, but you don't need all that, especially when you're starting, right? Now, you can always upgrade in the future and get some of those expensive fancy softwares, but you do not need them from the get-go, right? You don't need a $400 repricer when you're just starting out. That's just going to put you in the hole, and it's not going to help you. So again, just use the repricer in Seller Central. We're not going to cover repricing in this video because I've covered it in several other videos. But you just go into Seller Central, your pricing, repricer, select what product it is, and then set the price, which is your break-even price, okay? I've covered this in other tutorials. If you want me to create a specific repricing tutorial, I can do that. Just comment below. Let me know you'd want to see it. But that's obviously after the fact, right? That just means that you're going to stay competitive for the buy box to get more sales. Right now, we're just sourcing for online arbitrage products and then getting them into Amazon to make money. The next is a free extension called Online Seller Add-on. So that looks like this. When you're on an Amazon listing, it's this little blue one right here. It's completely free. And basically what it does is it tells you how many other sellers are on the listing and how many units they actually have in their inventory. Now you can see here, this is clearly a private label product. So there's only one seller that's selling this, and it's the brand, and they have 375 of them, right? But when you're on an online arbitrage listing, there's typically a lot of other sellers, and so it becomes extremely advantageous for you to understand how many other sellers are competing on that listing, because you're going to be sharing the buy box and competing with all those other sellers, and how many units they have in their inventory. So you know, for example, if somebody has hundreds or thousands of units, they're not going to sell out anytime soon, so you're going to be competing with them for a while. And on the contrary, if somebody's in there but they only have like 1 or 2 units left and there's a lot selling on the listing, you know you're not really competing with them because they're going to sell out fast, probably even before you get your inventory into Seller Central. So it's just another tool that gives you more information to make a better informed decision. You're also going to want to ship these into FBA. You don't need to, but I highly recommend it. It's going to allow you to get the buy box at lower prices because your availability to the customer is going to be a lot faster. And so you're going to be able to compete a lot better with other sellers and make more sales. It's really simple. I've done an entire ship into FBA tutorial. I do need to update it because I did it like 3 years ago or so now, but it is still extremely relevant. There's just some pages that look slightly different. But if you watch that tutorial, I'll link it at the bottom of the description if you want to check it out after this video. Watching that tutorial will help you ship into FBA. It's not hard at all. And then finally, I also recommend Rakuten. Now, Rakuten is my favorite cashback portal. It's going to allow you to get free cashback on websites. So for example, obviously we're on Amazon, so that you can't really use Rakuten on Amazon. But if you're on a website where Rakuten does integrate with, which is going to be a number of these online arbitrage websites that we're going to buy from, you can get free cash back. It can be anywhere from like just 1% all the way up to, I think I've seen like 15 to 16% at times. Most of the time, it's probably going to be like 2 to 5, 2 to 6%. And you might not think that that's that much money, but let's say you're spending a few $100s even today on online arbitrage products and you're getting 5% on your money. Well, 5% of $100 is $5, right? And if you're spending $300, that's an easy free $15 that you wouldn't have otherwise made just by having Rakuten and clicking it, right? So you can see currently on my Rakuten, there's $93 pending. I've gotten paid out a lot of money from Rakuten, thousands of dollars just on cashback. I do not anticipate this into my profit, but when it does hit my account and they actually pay me out, it's a great little bonus to have a few $100 hit your account every few months just as cash back. Now, there are other good ones out there if you want to check them out. There's Honey, there's the Capital One one. In my personal opinion, I think Rakuten's the best. I highly recommend it. And it is free. If you want Rakuten and like a free $30 credit to it, I'll drop that in the bottom of the description as well. Basically, if you sign it through my link, I think I get like $30 credit and so do you. So it's a win-win for both of us.